Alright everyone, there is a link in the description to a tweet. Yes, that is actually Ilhan Omar. It's her official account. This is not a parody account. Yes, she actually, I think, considers this to be a sort of dunk, talking about Trump living the thug life. How mimetic can you possibly get? I mean, this is probably the funniest take that I've seen yet on the situation. Right now, the left and liberals in the more general sense, like Dem partisans, are having a nervous breakdown. I think that deep inside, they understand that the release of Trump's mugshot was a strategic error, a 10 out of 10 strategic error. Like, Trump's probably made 5-10 million in merch sales over the last 24 hours, maybe more than that. It'd be funny to see him post his quarterly income. I guess that the legal bills that are mounting will be a little bit less of a problem in the wake of Fulton County giving him the best gift they could possibly give him as a candidate. So I see a lot of attempted dunks, like, Trump looked scared, or he's angry because he got caught. People still dickering over his height and weight, like Brooklyn Dad the other day. In the immediate four period before the actual arraignment, Trump gave his weight and his height. He's like, I bet he's 6 foot tall and 300 pounds. Well, that doesn't appear to be the case. Of course, you can say that they didn't actually weigh him, and so the 300 pounds and 215 pounds don't look similar. Just to be clear, but apparently some people don't get that. But, I mean, this is the most hilarious thing that I've seen. But actually, Ilhan Omar has a point. Yes, Donald Trump is thug life. Absolutely. He's being persecuted by the system. He's beloved, apparently, by plenty of rappers, which I find hilarious. And they have all sorts of songs about him. Rap songs, gangster rap about Donald Trump being the biggest playa, which, I mean, he kind of is when you think about it. It's not like he's exactly the monogamous sort. He definitely likes to dance as well. And I was thinking, the liberals don't appear to understand quite how to approach Donald Trump insofar as they're trying to beat him. Now, of course, I'll be voting for Donald Trump. If he's precluded from running, I will write him in, because there is no other fitting candidate. And I don't really care about the Republican Party. I want to smash the system, because the system is dumb. The system is corrupt. The best way for the American people to do that is that if they're dissatisfied, toss him Trump. We could end up with a situation where the person who's elected to the presidency has just been imprisoned, or at least found guilty and more likely put under house arrest, for felonies that don't really exist, and it would basically be an indictment of the system. Trump has been indicted by the persecutorial witch hunters, the modern-day witch hunters of the so-called justice system in the United States. That's part of the political and legal function of the U.S. and various state governments. You can insult them and really force them to basically eat a shit sandwich simply by electing Donald Trump. That's literally all we have to do to throw a wrench into all of their plans. It's clear the direction we're going in as a country is not a proper one. Liberals agree with this. Conservatives agree with this. Leftists agree with this. Populists agree with this. Libertarians agree with this. Greens agree with this. There's no faction in the country that by and large is happy with the way things are going, other than simply core Dem partisan neoliberals. That's a tiny proportion of the population. Among Democrats, at least a large plurality of them don't like the direction in which the country is going. They don't approve of Congress, which is, again, a mix of Democrats and Republicans. The Dems control the Senate, the Republicans narrowly the House. They don't approve of Congress, often of their own people in Congress. Many people don't approve of their governor. People don't approve of the courts. The Supreme Court has lost its favor with the public. Long the one institution that had decent support, certainly wasn't Congress, that's falling out of favor. The system isn't working. Now, we've got 10 million proposed solutions for how to solve that system. Most people don't agree with Trump on that issue. On single issues, many people support him. Most Americans, for example, want to keep the wokeness out of schools. Most Americans do not want to ban guns. Most Americans do want to actually have border control and at least attempt to stop that problem, etc., etc. And most Americans want tax reform. They just severely disagree with what form that should take. Middle classers tend to want broad middle class tax relief. The poor tend to want more welfare paid for by higher taxes on the rich. The rich tend to want lower business taxes, and so on forth. We can all disagree on all of these things. But one thing that people are fairly unified on is the system isn't working. Well, guess what? That whole system, for years now, has single-mindedly pursued one specific individual and anyone associated with him to the third degree, Donald Trump. And that's really the pitch for Donald Trump 24. We have an opportunity as a country to effectively tell the system, we recognize you're not working and we want you to go away. If we can't reform that system, it's a vote of no confidence in the entire U.S. government and numerous state governments, especially Georgia and New York, possibly Arizona in the coming months. It's a vote of no confidence. It doesn't even necessarily mean you have confidence in Trump. You can do it just as a punk statement. Haha, I voted for the dude that every banker, every corporatist, virtually every member of the sitting government, etc., on down the line, all these sleazebag lawyers, etc., I'm voting for the person they hate. I'm voting for the person that generals don't like because he won't greenlight another war. Yeah, it's a little bit thuggish, but the Trump crowd are the cool thugs. Look, the system are the thugs that send drones over to a third world country and immolate a bunch of orphans in a school. The Trump crowd are the thugs that write a rap song lamenting that fact and saying that the system is a bitch. That's the difference. It's the difference between the things that lead to the subjects of gangster rap versus the gangster rappers themselves, effectively. As a not a huge rap fan, I mean, well, the comparison is kind of apt now, isn't it? Ilhan Omar is fundamentally right. She's just fundamentally terrible at strategy, apparently. Do you honestly think that branding Donald Trump with his mugshot and everything thug is going to turn off a single MAGA voter? If anything, I feel an energy that hasn't been felt since about 2017 right now. It's full on again. They've managed to revive it. Donald Trump himself didn't even need to do anything. The system did it for him somehow. These people are nuts. They're not only evil, they're outright nuts. At this point, considering how they've re-injected Trump's uniqueness into the election. So it's not like sort of the more tired energy of 2020. It's really more like the revivalistic, hey, we're going to smash things apart energy of 2016 at this point. Considering there's no one in the field that can step to him in any meaningful fashion. I know they're still trying to simp for DeSantis. Okay, that ship sailed a long time ago. It's the last gasp of a dying neocon GOP. It's not going to happen. Trump will be the nominee at this point. There's a 99.9% chance of it, of course. There's always the 0.1% chance he croaks. And that's really the other thing. At this point, I wouldn't put it past them to kill him, to try to assassinate Trump. And so I hope his security detail is keenly aware of this fact. The system is desperate right now. They may be crazy enough to take a shot figuring, well, we kind of make him a martyr by doing this. We're going to get a million investigations breathing down our necks by doing this, but let's weigh our options. We either have to deal with him as president for 4 years, smashing apart shit, just as retaliation for what we're currently doing to him, his associates, and his family, or we can just take one for the team, we off him, and shit goes to hell. There's political chaos, but there's no Trump. And hopefully, you know, the GOP candidates all roundly condemn it. Most of them will say, we think that there was funny business going on. We lock things down, we make sure there's no evidence, and we don't ever have to deal with them again. I wouldn't put it past them to try. Again, it would just be another element of thug life, basically a gangland killing. Well, we don't want this person from this former gang who now is a rapper running for mayor because he might look into the police lockup and why the cocaine keeps going missing. So we'll just shoot him. We'll have some Crips drive by. In gangland America, this is a fairly regular feature. Well, the thing is, the system is run by a gang. The cabal that runs the system, the uniparty, the establishment, the deep state, whatever you want to deem it, are a cabal. They're a cartel. And worse, they're an international one. They don't have any national loyalty. So yeah, vote Donald Trump. It's a vote of no confidence in the entire fucking system. That's about all. Peace out.